with the Discord finale, we had the confirmation that he doesn't actually care about material possession anymore, because like by staging it, he literally willingly gave them back to everyone. So the discs, the axe, the animals, everything, it didn't actually matter.
Yeah.
But I thought that's why you wanted everyone's things that they liked in your bunker that you had.
Yeah, like Skeppy in a 2x1 box. That was all theater for Tommy.
What he gained from that stage is everyone's fear.
I completely forgot about that. He basically created this, the disc to Tommy. He told everyone about the revive book, and in exchange, he gave them the discs and the items. But now he told everyone about the revive book and what he can do with it. So now people are scared.
Scared of him and how he was able to get their things, how he was able to eventually, because he's really strong, to kill all of them if he wanted to. Everybody was suddenly terrified and decided to imprison him, and the revival book was there to keep him alive, because when you all hate someone commonly, the best way to go about it is just to kill off the guy, not to keep him alive.
This is it.
So,
The axe of peace.
Listen, Tommy, I can bring people back to life.
The axe of peace.
He has the book. We can't kill him, but you don't have to let him go free. We can put him in the prison.
So the book was just like, hey, I know you really, really want to kill me, and that was kind of intentional, but you're not gonna do it because of that. Yeah, he has something he really wants to do with all that hate. And I'm pretty sure that's a way of having control over others. Way more efficient than actual items that people can take back.
Not to mention, I want to point out that he only really grabbed, what was it? A sheep, a cow that he both just named. He had Jefferson from his ender chest, and he got the axe of peace from Tommy.
No, Tommy. Drop the axe of peace, first of all.
He didn't even go grab people's things. All he had to do was threaten them.
Oh no, I just named a cow Henry, and that was Tommy's.
Wait, it wasn't actually Henry?
No, didn't Henry die? How did that supposed to be Henry?
And he was bouncing off of his, his previous success and his previous terrifying act of doomsday that was fresh in everyone's mind at that point, and driving home the fact of, well, if he can, chunk error a country, getting our possessions probably isn't that big of a deal.
You're a monster.
Okay.
That's probably why he needed Doomsday to happen.
Yeah.
Before he did this entire big plan for the final disc war. I really love that train. He only had a couple of items in his basement. All he needed to do was threaten them in order to scare everyone.
Yeah. I mean, that's the case now. He did when he was talking with Sapnap. He didn't even need to say, I'm going, I'm threatening you for the armor. If you don't give it to me, I'm going to bomb Kanoko Kingdom. He simply was like, I'll give Kanoko Kingdom a visit.
I know what you're up to. I know this is just the beginning of everything. Pay a visit to Kanoko, if you even make it out of this room.
Okay. I'll figure out where it is. Bye.
No.
See you, Sapnap. See you, Sapnap.
Yeah. And Sap.
All he needs to do is just say one small thing about a country, and people just think, "Oh God, he's gonna blow it up. Oh God."
Yeah. But he kind of always had that power, though, because I remember even from the beginnings when he would log on, every other character would just hold their breath. It's the extension of a power he already has, and he just exploited well. And that's probably also why Dream actually made the Discord finale an event, because he wanted to make sure that he had that grasp on everyone.
It would be far more effective rather than holding people's stuff.
Yeah.
To create an atmosphere of fear and make people afraid of what he could do.
I mean, items can be retrieved, but your mental sanity cannot.
Mm-hmm. I genuinely think that the whole disc war with Tommy drove that point home, because you saw how much effort he had to go through to get those discs.
For me? Yeah? I think Skeppy has the discs.
Like, it was a constant war, constant back and forth between, you know, oh, who's got it today? Do I have to go talk to Skeppy to get it back? Do I have to go, manipulate Tubbo to get it back? What do I have to do to get these things? And what happens if I can't hold on to them?
So you also realized at this point that the fear in Tommy wasn't actually anymore to lose the discs, but just to see Dream around. Even when he had the disc, just the thought and the sight of Dream would just make him go wild. And
well, I mean, part of that was exile.
Well, I think exile was also part of Dream's experiment to try and terrify Tommy. He didn't even need the discs. Dream did not bring up the discs once when Tommy was in exile.
What if that was the point of exile? Was him testing his theory?
No, I worked really hard to get this.
Put down this
Why?
one.
You just...
You know the drill.
You're right.
Put your armor in the pit. How about you get in the hole, Tommy?
Okay. So I'm really sorry.
Don't do that. I exiled you for a reason. And you didn't listen. You didn't listen to the rules. The rules were simple. I just wanted your armor and your weapons every day. That was it. And I didn't even take it 1 or 2 days. And I even gave you armor once. But you have to somehow wiggle your way out and try and defy me for some reason.
Dream, I did.
I wasn't.
Secret
stash. What? Me? After Tommy was exiled by Tubbo, that I spent time with him and gave him food, like I'm literally doing to you right now, and talked to him. Tried to rehabilitate him from making the mistakes that he made over and over and over and over again.
Having that control, that mental control over Tommy, was probably the point of exile.
He was just testing to see how can fear basically affect people's act and how the way they are, and
how you actually don't need items to do it.
Yeah, how you don't need discs or fish or animals to actually drive people insane.
It was when you were in exile, it was perfect. People could visit you. The only problem was that you could escape, right? And you did, and that was the problem. I was fine with you being in exile, but then the thing is, you left, and you ruined it. It was gonna be perfect.
And so, what you need for experiment, you need a controlled environment. You need the same set of circumstances each time.
Exile. Well, exile was a controlled environment to a point.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to some extent, I guess.
And he really did have a controlled set of circumstances. If you notice Tommy's exile streams, they all start the same way.
I don't know if Dream is scientifically minded. I think it fits. The more I see, and the more we try to part what is Dream's act and what is Dream's true feelings, and the more I do believe that he might be seeing through scientific lens and hiding it with acting like a maniac to control others. So
I agree. Because the maniac wouldn't be near as precise as he has been. Also, maybe that's why Dream was actually okay with Tommy leaving exile. I mean, obviously there's the other reasons that we've seen before, but it might also include the continuation of the experiment, because he now has his controlled data. So he can now use that to extrapolate on what happens outside in, outside.
What happened when Tommy was revived and was let out of the prison? Tommy went to other people and said, Dream is awful. Dream just did that to me. We need to kill him. And everybody started banding against Dream like in old times.
Didn't defeat Dream. We didn't defeat Dream. We didn't. He's going. No. He's going to break out of prison. He's going to break out of prison. We need to kill Dream, and we probably need to kill Technoblade. Technoblade owes him a favor. We can't. Tubbo, look at me. But believe me, we can't.
And same in front of the prison. Tommy ran in front of everyone and he was screaming, and he was like, we have to kill Dream. He can't escape prison.
And same when he got to Filza, and Dream actually let Tommy escape from him when he got out of jail.
So that he could send the message.
Of Tommy. He said to Tommy, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna revive you again, and kill you and revive you again. And then Tommy like ran away, and then Dream didn't catch up, wasn't able to catch up. It's not possible. He intentionally let him go. Dream saw the beacons of Phil's house.
Dream kind of
just decided to not go.
Dream
Tommy
kind of directed Tommy too by ender pearling in front of him. Like he made him run in that direction.
He was fully directioning him. I do believe it. I really think that for Dream, Tommy was fully supposed to escape and go spread the message that Dream was to be scared of and not to be trusted.
Tommy, you're safe. You're safe.
No, Phil, he was just there. You believe me? He was just there minutes before.
It's okay. It's okay. I believe you. But if he crosses this gate, I'm waiting for him.
At the end of the day, he wants Tommy to be a message. He wants Tommy to stay alive. He wants to be scary for everybody. And Tommy is part of this message spreading.
That's another really interesting question. What is Dream's relationship with Tommy? What is up with this whole thing? What is going on there? I think this saga finale, when he said that he doesn't care about Tubbo, but he does care about Tommy, and he wants Tommy to stay alive because that what brings server attention and stuff like that. But is that actually what he actually thinks? Because the whole thing was a lie, so we can't really know if he was being truthful or not.
He definitely has a reason to keep Tommy alive. And
but what is that reason? What is it that keeps Dream so interested in Tommy?
My theory for now, but I mean, picking Dream's brain is a tough job, and I don't know. Yeah. I do think he believes in Tommy's connection to everybody, and him being a key to unify people. And if he has a message or something that he wants for the entire server, Tommy is actually a really good person to keep, because Tommy keeps getting people unified around him.
You're the key, right? And you're the key to unlock the full potential of the server. I realize that you're important, right?
There's a lot of things Dream said on the final Disc War stream, and some of it can be lies, but I think when he told Tommy that he brought attachment to the server and that was an important thing, I think that was true.